Ewelina. So, more essays from you. That's great. I'm glad we're going to continue working together. Let's see what you did here about switching jobs or staying in the same job. Let's see. Nowadays, there is a noticeable tendency to change employers numerous times during one's career. However, some believe that staying in the same company is more beneficial. Personally, even though I can see many advantages of the second opinion, I think that sometimes the change is necessary. In this essay, I will elaborate on this matter using examples from Polish studies and German research to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Perfect. 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 Really, really nice. Okay? So let's move on. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that holding a position can improve the quality of life. All right. Careful. What do you mean? Even though you switch jobs, you're still holding a position. So I don't think this is the expression you mean. And also, it's not the quality of life, but it's just quality of life without the article. So let's try it again. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that holding a position throughout one's career, or holding one position throughout one's career, even better, okay, can improve quality of life. The reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, the aspect of security and steady income cannot be omitted, especially in times of widespread unemployment. That's the wrong word. I would have said cannot be ignored, not admitted, cannot be ignored. Secondly, staying on one course and taking on more responsibility may help employees to move up the career ladder. It's a set expression, so not a ladder, but the career ladder. For example, recent Polish studies have demonstrated that 70% of companies prefer to promote their workers to managerial positions rather than recruit, since they have profound knowledge and require less training. Therefore, consistent with this line of thinking is that experience and loyalty might have a positive effect, careful, on professional and personal life as well. Okay, let's see. This was nice. I liked it, but you didn't say anything about this. You just kind of introduced the idea and you didn't support it. Anytime you introduce a new idea, like you did here, look, firstly, and then you have secondly. The secondly had support, but the firstly didn't. And so it feels unsupported and it feels kind of unexplored and undeveloped. So try to avoid that. Some people can successfully have an example that applies to both, but I find that most students have a hard time with that. So I would advise you to have something here as well. You said the aspect of security and steady income cannot be ignored, especially in times of widespread unemployment. So yeah, you could say that this allows a person to let's see. This allows, a certain amount of. You already wrote security. I'm trying to think of a good alternative word here. Aspect of security and steady income cannot be ignored, especially in times of widespread unemployment. It has been found that people who switch jobs feel more insecure about their salary and the potential to lose their jobs than those who stay in one job their entire life. Okay, so something like that would have been good here. Okay, just going a little further and explaining what you mean by this. Okay, okay. On the other hand, finding a suitable job at first attempt, particularly at a young age, is usually an unattainable task. Good, I like that. Thus, handing in resignation, taking action, especially in small companies without space to grow, may be the only option to acquire and master new skills. Great. For instance, German research has shown that in the last year, people who have been recently hired, as they prove to be better qualified, German research shown that in the last year, people who you didn't need is that a comma or is that just my computer? All right, yeah, you don't need a comma here. People who have been recently hired, as they had proved to be better qualified, have larger salaries with additional fringe benefits than the workforce who stick to one employer. All right, you've got too many commas here. You don't need them all. You don't need one here. You don't need one here. As a result, it is possible to state that changing jobs, even if interviews are stressful and challenging, could be a more appropriate step in establishing a successful career. Don't even mention this, successful and challenging. Don't even bother. You're introducing a negative element when you're trying to convince us that your opinion here is the correct one. So don't do anything that weakens your opinion. Okay, Okay, let me see here. Thus, handing in, maybe the only option. That makes sense. Okay, be better qualified. That's fine. All right, it's fine. Um, yeah, I'm okay with this. That's fine. So to conclude from the arguments and examples given, I believe that workers, you don't need a comma there, who are not afraid to change jobs when personal growth is tackled, often prove to be more prosperous. It is predicted that various work experiences will increasingly grow in importance. Okay, good. I thought you did nice. I thought you did a nice job. That's what I wanted to say, not nice. You did a nice job. Some little things, but on the whole, I thought it was a good task too. Just keep in mind that you do need to support all of your ideas, even if it's just with an extra sentence that explains, or like a piece of research as you did elsewhere. That's fine, but you do need to support all your ideas. All right, let's look at this bird flu one. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. Be careful with your typing here. The bar, not Bart. The bar chart shows the number of bird flu casualties in the world reported by the World Health Organization from the year 1990 to the year 2000. In the first years, 1991, the number of victims was relatively low, only 122,000 per year around the world. In the following years, 1992 and 1993, the number slightly rose. You don't want to say has risen because that implies that there is some connection to the present. There is definitely not. So the number slightly rose to 132,000 per year. In the subsequent years, the number of total casualties gradually increased. Okay. The World Health Organization reported this, and this victims of bird flu in 1994, 1995, and 1996, respectively. In the next year, 1997, the number reached the highest point on the graph, which was 175,000, and leveled off throughout the remaining years. Overall, between 1990 and 1997, there was, not is, a noticeable rising trend of cases of this disease from the year 1997 to the year 2000. The number of casualties stabilized, again, no have, stabilized on the same high level. Okay, it's good. I would like to do a word count. It did feel rather short. I want you to stay over 150 words. You won't get marked down if it's under 150, but you're certainly not going to be able to get a high task achievement score if it is. So keep that in mind. The 150 is your kind of guide that you want to stay above. But this was good for the most part. I like the way you handled it. Yeah, I mean, you did a nice job with this, okay? So let's see your next set and try to correct some of the things that we talked about and, apply them to your next set. Looking forward to it. Good luck.